Hello and welcome to Verbling. I am Teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we are going to be concluding our little series of 3 classes at this time slot. In today's class, we're going to be doing a little review of reported speech and looking at some advanced points and special circumstances using this type of sentence structure called reported speech. Very simply, when we report later what someone said previously, said or thought or believed earlier. Very basically, there's kind of 2 kinds of reported speech. The kind where we don't worry about, we just basically repeat what someone said. For example, if I'm on the phone and I'm telling you what somebody on the phone is saying, I don't need to use what's called backshift. I just say, he says he's coming over right now. Okay, that's one form of reported speech. Another is where you use backshift. So you're reporting it much later and you have to make the verbs more in the past. Anyway, we're gonna basically review and add some advanced points today in our ongoing discussion about reported speech. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
All right, welcome back. Okay. Reported speech. So far this week, we've kind of looked at how there's a little subtle difference in statements versus requests and questions. There's slightly different rules. I'm going to do a screen share here, and we're going to look at a few very kind of specific circumstances. For example, let's jump right in. Main clauses that are connected with and or but. All right. If 2 complete main clauses are connected with and or but, you need to put that after the conjugation being and or but. For example, he said, the original or direct statement, all right, what was actually said, I will refer to as the direct statement. I saw her, but she didn't see me. And the reported speech would be, he said that he had seen her, but that she hadn't seen him. Notice the use of that in the first clause, and after the contraction, the conjunction rather. Sorry, conjunction, but. Okay, but that she hadn't seen him. Okay. If the subject is let out, in other words, what we're talking about here in a compound sentence, you need to use that in both the clauses. Another way to say the same thing. However, if it's actually a simple sentence and the subject is left out in the second part, in the second clause, so the conjunction is followed by a verb. In other words, there's not a new subject, so it's just a simple sentence with 2 verbs. You don't use that. For example, she said, I'm a nurse and work in a hospital. All right, this is a simple sentence. This is one independent clause, one subject noun with 2 verbs, as opposed to the earlier one, which is actually subject noun verb and subject noun verb, which is 2 independent clauses or compound noun. So, in other words, if you're just using a simple sentence with 2 verbs, SVV, so to speak, he said that she was a nurse and worked in a hospital. All right, that's it. You see the one that. All right, that's pretty straightforward. Heidi, you wanna try that out? Give me a 2-clause sentence. Reported speech. Sorry, no. Direct speech first.
Okay. I'm studying in the Barbering, and teachers are very kind.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, I'm studying on verbling and teachers are very kind. Okay, very good. Compound sentence there, 2 independent clauses. So, reported speech would be, she said.
That she was studying on Barbering, and that teachers were very kind.
That's it. Okay, very simple. I actually, I didn't even catch it, but I should have. You're absolutely correct. I didn't notice in the first one because we've basically defined who these teachers are. Obviously, the verbling teachers. We should use the in both of these sentences, and the teachers. We know which teachers. The teachers on verbling. So I didn't notice that. Almost slipped by me here. Okay, very good. All right, so reported speech. There we go. We noticed that we've also had to obviously change, excuse me, change the pronouns to match the content, match the information. So this is what was actually said. I changes to she as you report it to somebody else. Okay. So just to review, in reported speech, if the pronoun changes, sometimes that means that like third person pronouns, she, he, it, we might have to change the verb from I run to she runs with an S. So that's another change that happens. Another thing that happens is backshift. I noticed that you did use backshift here. Was studying, okay. Present continuous becomes past continuous. And then we have a simple present. Simple present becomes simple past. Very good. That is correct. Okay, she was a nurse. She worked in a hospital. All right, with the backshift. Okay, an important, again, a reminder about the backshift. Yeah, you actually don't really have to do backshift if you strongly believe, if it's very obvious that the information in the direct speech is still true. If you're 100% sure, if it has to be still true, you would not use backshift, even if you're reporting it much later. Okay, let's talk about the tense of the introductory clause, something we really haven't covered yet this week. All week we've been looking at the introductory clause being in the past tense, which is in fact what happens, whatever, 95% of the time. That is normal, as in he said that. Okay, that's normal. However, it can do different things. So as I mentioned early at the beginning of the class, present tense is often used to report a conversation that is still going on during a phone call, or if you're explaining to somebody what you're reading in a letter. All right. Okay, so the letter says, I am fine. You would normally just use present tense in your introductory clause. Tom says that he is fine. Tom writes that he is fine. Or if you're on the phone or whatever. Okay, so we don't have to worry about any backshift at all, either in the introductory clause. Obviously, if you're not backshifting, if you're not using past tense in the introductory clause, there's no backshift. However, okay, that's pretty straightforward and simple. However, this introductory clause can occasionally, I really don't think it happens often, but it can be in another verb tense. So we need to look at this and maybe even practice. All right, we're going to look at a table and see when we need to use, when we need to use backshift and when we don't. So no backshift when the introductory, again, the introductory, whoops, okay, the introductory clause, which is the he said part. All right, no backshift when it's simple present. He says, you don't have to do anything. Present perfect, he has said. All right, you don't have to use backshift. Heidi, you want to try that? He has said.
He had said.
Yeah. Whoops, sorry.
He has said.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm tired when he finished. He has said, I'm very tired.
Okay.
Not that. Not direct.
Okay. He has said.
I'm very tired. Quotation mark and.
Okay.
I'm very tired. And quotation. When he finished the job.
Wait. Okay. We're gonna get to.
Whenever he finished.
Not whenever. No.
Finishing. He finished it. Whenever he finished it.
Finished it?
Finished it. Mm-hmm.
Just finished. Okay.
Just
finished. Okay. Actually, all right. Actually, you're getting a little ahead of me in my lesson, because actually, all right, we'll skip forward for a second here. Okay. There's something else we need to talk about. Wait. All right. Since you brought up a when clause, let's talk about a when clause. That's all right. We'll jump forward in the lesson. That's okay. But here it is, so let's talk about it. Simple past and past progressive, past continuous, whatever you want to call it, do not normally change in sentences when we have when or if subordinators. So, for example, when I was having breakfast, the telephone suddenly rang. All right. Okay, that's the direct speech. Reported speech, she said that, okay, we have simple past in the introductory clause. All right. But nevertheless, she said that when she was having breakfast, exactly the same. The telephone suddenly rang, exactly the same. So we changed nothing when we have one of these. This is an interrupting action sentence. One continuous action was interrupted by another action. A very, very, very common type of sentence in English. Happens a lot. So when we report it, we change nothing, actually. Here's an example with if. Direct speech, if I had more time, I would learn French. Well, obviously, what kind of sentence is that? Well, obvious to me. Heidi, what kind of sentence is this? Do you know?
Yeah.
What I'm thinking?
The second, I forgot.
Second conditional. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, second.
That's right. Yes, you know it. I knew you knew it. All right, it's the second conditional. All right, now notice he said that if he had more time, he would learn French. Of course, if we go playing around with backshifting or manipulating a conditional sentence, it's going to change. Now it's going to be a third conditional. Or if we have a first conditional and we backshift, now we've created a second conditional. It has a totally different meaning. We cannot play around with conditional sentences. We can't do any backshift. Now, you know, obviously we're flipping the pronoun, but we're not doing anything with the verb tenses. The pronouns change, okay, and all right, I was having breakfast, she was having breakfast, but okay, these two types of sentences, interrupting action or conditionals, we can't change them. If we start messing with the verb tense, we change the meaning. So we can't. So we don't. All right. So this is okay, another important, or you know, kind of an advanced point to reported speech. And if you think about it, it's logical. If you think about messing around with those verb tenses, it's obvious it's going to change things completely. Okay, so where were we here? He has said, okay, I am very tired when he finished. All right, so yeah, I'm not sure about this sentence. I guess we need to do this, like think about what would be the direct speech.
He has said he is very tired.
So what the direct speech is?
He has said that he is very tired when he finishes.
Okay, so the direct speech here is I am very tired. What he actually said.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. He has said I am very tired when he finished. That's a weird sentence. It's just a strange sentence. Why would we ever use? The question is really, in my mind, the question is, why would you say he has said? For example, all right, I'll give you one. All right, the Donald.
Oh,
okay, do you know the Donald?
Trump?
Yeah, all right. Okay, the Donald, all right, direct speech, all right.
There are two Donalds. Trump or Duck?
Donald Duck, yeah. Same thing, right? I think he's the same person. Looks similar. Okay, all right, direct speech. The Donald said, I will build a wall around the USA. Yeah, you know it. He did say it. This is real now. Okay, yeah. We're getting real. So, all right, how we might report this with present perfect, because it's very relevant to now and it's relevant to the future. Now, future elections. So he said,
okay.
All right.
Said that he will build a wall around the USA.
There we go. Okay, that's it. Yeah, we'll build a wall around the USA. Apparently, he has no idea that there's actually an ocean on both sides of the USA, and you can't really build a wall on the beach, so it won't do any good. Yeah, okay. There's no wall around Italy or Greece, but there's plenty of refugees getting into Greece, isn't there? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, there you go. Okay, so this would be relevant. I think this is a good example of why you would ever use the present perfect in your introductory clause there. Okay, so no backshift, as you can see. It makes sense with no backshift. All right, no backshift for future. Let's try to think about future tense. See if we can come up with a Let's try to come up with an example that makes sense in future tense. All right, direct speech. All right, direct speech. Okay, I will kill Trump. No. I was almost going to make a. I was almost going to make a conditional sentence there, but all right. I will kill Trump. This is horrible. All right. Reported speech. Okay, Heidi, you want to report what I said?
He said. He said. He will kill Trump. He said.
He said.
He said. Past.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. I'm messing this up. Okay, this is in the introductory clause. Oh, okay. So he will say. Oh, never mind. I'm going about this all backwards. My fault. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. So obviously you wouldn't reported speech. You will say. Oh, all right. Yeah. Obviously you wouldn't use back speech because back shift.
He will kill Trump.
Yeah. Okay. That he will kill Trump. All right. All right. Obviously, because it hasn't even happened yet. Obviously, you would never use backshift. Well, that's obvious, actually, when I think about it. If you're going to use he will say, because you can't backshift what has never happened yet. That doesn't matter. That doesn't make any sense. All right. You do use backshift, as we've done several times in several examples. Simple past. Hi, Ken.
Yes, hello.
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 Hi, you're echoing.
You're echoing. Now?
Yes. My voice is echoing. Test. No, it's done.
Yeah, maybe first few seconds. It will happen.
Yeah. A little lag. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, hi, Ken. Happy New Year's Eve.
Yes, Happy New Year's Eve too.
Thank you. Okay. We're continuing to look at reported speech, and we're looking at how the introductory clause, the he says, he said part, actually affects the reported speech sentence, whether you're going to use backshift in the actual content or not. We've already looked at simple present, he says, no backshift. Present perfect, he has said. And then future tenses, you do not use backshift. Ever, by the way. It wouldn't make sense in any of those cases. He said, yes, we do. Past perfect. He had said. Well, that makes perfect sense, actually. You definitely would use backshift. Okay, so reported speech, all right, is I hate carrots. I hate carrots. All right. Nope, sorry, that's the direct speech, sorry. Direct speech. So the reported speech of this, all right, it would be very common. All right. He had said. All right, Ken, you wanna? How would I finish this in reported speech to report it to someone else? Yesterday, I said, I hate carrots. If you want to report it the next day.
He had said he hates.
Okay, he had said that.
That he hates. He hated.
Yeah,
that's carrots.
Right, there we go. We need to do the backshift. He had said that he hated carrots. It would be very common to do this when, to form this kind of a sentence using past perfect. This would be very common to use this construction for example, but now he says he loves them. All right. So it would make sense for the introductory clause to be a past perfect. He had said before that he hated carrots, but now he says he loves them. Okay. So actually, I can understand pretty easily where you would use past perfect when the situation has changed. And as we said before, in reported speech, if you strongly believe or if it's obvious the situation or the information is still correct, is true, you don't have to use backshift. But in this kind of construction, it's obvious that it's completely not true anymore. Okay, well, this is weird. He will have said, huh? You do use backshift? How's that going to work? He will have said. All right, reported speech. All right, Heidi, can you make a sentence that makes sense here?
Yeah, I have question. If we use
Yeah.
used to, so I
Used
I
to?
wrote in group chat. He said,
Oh, I didn't see. Sorry.
I used to hate carrots.
Ah, okay. Well, let's. Whoops, not there. Okay. All right. I used to hate carrots. He had said that here's what you have to do.
Same.
It's the same. Yeah.
Hate
He had
it.
said that he used to hate carrots.
Oh,
Yep. You use used to. He had said that he used to hate carrots. With used to, we can't change it. Used to is a construction. It basically functions. Whoops. It functions just like past tense. It is past tense. It's considered simple past, but we cannot modify it. We cannot make it more in the past. It's like modals.
Okay.
Where, hang on. Give me half a second. Used to, what else? They cannot be made more in the past. They cannot be backshifted. Huh? What? Oh, okay. Hang on a second. Oh, okay. Well, I can't find that information, but okay. Anyway, well, there you go. Oh, okay. Here we go. Hang on. All right, here it is. I found it. Okay. The verbs. These verbs cannot. You can't do any backshift. The verbs could, should, would, might, must, needn't. These modals and this special construction used to. We don't change. They don't ever get backshift. So what we're looking at now, this is more important than the verb tense of the introductory clause. Even if the introductory clause is one of these, you can't actually change the content if you're using one of those modals or used to. Okay, so he will have said, this is odd. Heidi, help me brainstorm. Why would you say he will have said?
Will have said future perfect.
Yeah, that's weird. Why would you ever even use this?
He will said.
I can't even think of a reason to use this. I mean, a logical, real life reason.
A reason. He
Yeah.
is home. He doesn't say something, but finally he will have said until some day.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. No, I think you're on the right track. Yeah. Okay.
He will will have said, and happy birthday.
Okay, he will have said happy birthday.
By my birthday.
Uh, okay. That's weird. He
The
will
happy
have said,
birthday, the quotation.
yeah, right.
He will said happy birthday.
Okay. Well, all right.
Birthday
That's
to you by my birthday.
by my birthday, but there's no we don't have any. This is we don't have any. Really, this is not reported speech. This is just a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Here.
Okay.
Sentence on your.
Yeah, this is possible. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this construction, and it's logical to use future perfect here.
Okay. Okay. Then he will have said, I will have your birthday party by my birthday. No.
Well, my goodness. All right. He will have said. Let's try using that. He will have said that.
He will. He will have birthday party for me.
Well, we have to use backshift. So would is the backshift of will. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He will have said that he would have a party.
Party for me.
Okay, there you go. By when? You know, we have to have some kind of, future perfect. We have to have some kind of reason to compare it with another future time. So, I don't know. By the time
But
it is my birthday,
I didn't like it.
I think. By the time it is my birthday? Yeah, who would ever use a sentence like this, really? You will have said that he would have a party for me by the time it is my birthday. Okay, constructurally, that's all right. That makes sense. It's weird to be predicting that he will say So the direct speech has not happened yet, right? The idea here is that the direct speech actually occurs in the future. The direct speech would be, I will have a party for you by the time it is your birthday. Would be the direct speech, which we don't even really know if it's going to happen because it's in the future. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be many occasions where you're going to use this future perfect in your introductory clause. You're making a prediction about what someone will say in the future. That's like, instead of future in the past, that's like past in the future. We don't really do that. Conditionals, they do not belong here. You really cannot. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let's look at this. He would say, huh? No, you just
Would say
that's
the
the way.
conditional one.
That doesn't, okay, if
If
you're, yeah, that doesn't make sense, does it?
Conditional one, he will say no.
Conditional one. He would say, okay, I mean, you wouldn't do backshift. Ah, I guess you would, but that would make it, that would be weird. All right, let's look at this. Well, these are advanced points that are even confusing me. I think these are rare things. You're not going to hear these. All right, a reported speech. Can we make any sense of this? He would say, okay. Okay. What would he actually say? Again, this is even hypothetical. If we're using would, it means we're guessing what someone might say. So the direct speech would be anything. You would say, all right, whatever. I hate carrots. All right, we're predicting that the person is going to use the direct speech, I hate carrots. For example, he would say, and this information is telling me okay.
Maybe that I, not he. No.
You would
You
say,
said that,
yeah, you're right. Okay, yes, right, good.
he.
I guess we're supposed to use backshift. You would say that he hated carrots?
Had a carrot. If I cook, if I cooked carrot cake.
Cook present tense? Carrot cake?
Perfect.
I,
If I cooked carrot cake.
this is very complicated. He would say that
Oh, this is the conditional one.
if I cook carrot cake, yeah. Yeah, this is conditional one. All right. He would say, this isn't really part of the condition, that he hated carrots. Okay. Oh, I guess it is. He would say that he hated carrots if I cooked carrot cake. Yeah, I think this has to be if I cooked carrot cake. Okay, well, there you go. I guess this is it. Let's.
I think this is a conditional too. Second.
Yeah, it is. So, okay. Well, let's think about the situation here. Why or how this might be used. Okay, let's imagine that the direct statement, I hate carrots. Okay, let's imagine that the speaker is now dead. Okay, he's dead. It's got to be completely hypothetical. We're imagining what he would say. Oh, if Grandpa Henry was here, he would say, all right, well, okay. If Grandpa Henry were here, he would say that he hated carrots. I don't think we need to, never mind this whole if clause. All right, I think that's what they're saying. Just if the introductory clause I think we're confusing ourselves by worrying about the conditional. Never mind that. All right. If he were here, he would say, if Grandpa Henry were still alive, he would say that he hated carrots. I guess that's where they're saying the backshift comes in. But that's not the first conditional. Obviously, if we're using would, we're not in the first conditional anymore, right? Because we use will for the first conditional. So, yeah, we've already jumped ship on the first conditional. It doesn't make sense. He would have said, okay, since it's impossible. He would have said, how would we do that? Okay, I hate carrots. He would say that he hated carrots. All right, how would we do it? Ken, how would we do it? Grandpa Henry, who's dead, I guess you would probably use this. He would have said what?
You would have said he would hate he would hate carrot or something?
No. No, no, not would. That's not going to work. Okay, he would have said that he. Do we need to make this had hated carrots?
Hated carrot.
I guess so.
Mhm.
So we're not really doing anything. We're really not doing anything, but okay. Okay, I guess this is it. We're not really creating a conditional sentence here. I think that's what's confusing. But we do have to use backshift, and I can understand that by using these introductory clauses in such a way. Yeah, I think this information here is confusing us. I think instead of worrying about the conditional, just worry about this clause. Okay. Now this is actually, and talking about people who died with people in my family, this is actually a fairly common construction to use this. I've used this before. He would have said, and then we use past tense. We don't we don't use had hated carrots, really. We would say he would have said that he hated carrots. That's it. I've heard this before in just normal speech. And he would say that he hates carrots. You wouldn't do backshift here. I don't care what they say here. He would say that he hates carrots. Frankly. Okay. Really, I've used these, I've heard them, and I've used these introductory clauses, and that's what we would do. We would just say it how he says it, and he would have said, that's when we use a past tense, but just in the normal phrase. Of course, these are, they're hypotheticals. He would say, meaning he didn't. Or he would have, he didn't, but he could have. Okay, anyway. Ooh, that was kind of confusing. All right, where are we here? I don't think you're going to have to worry very much about using those. It's rare. And the only situation I can think of to use them is after you're talking about somebody who's dead, because it can't conceivably ever talk again. Okay. All right. To review, actually, let me see if there's some other points, and then we can go back and review basic statement reported speech, backshift. All right. Backshift of simple present is optional if the situation is still unchanged, or if you think it's still true, if you agree with the original speaker. All right, so for example, Canberra is the capital of Australia, obviously still true. So it is correct to both use is or do backshift. You can do either and still be correct. This is the main point. If you're in agreement with the original speaker or the direct speech, you can use is or was equally, correctly. Okay, now a little more complicated idea. Backshift of simple past and past progressive is optional if they cannot be mistakenly taken for backshift of a present tense. So, in other words, backshift is not necessary if there's a time in this expression which indicates the past, which makes it obvious. Example. The direct speech, she left Boston on Monday. Okay. So either version would be okay. He said that she left Boston on Monday. No backshift, because we have on Monday and it's now Wednesday or Thursday or something. Or you can say he said that she had left Boston on Monday. Either way, it's correct. also for the reason that you still agree with the speaker and you still think it's a fact. Let's try this out. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right. Direct speech. Heidi. Yeah, give me a sentence with a time clock phrase in it.
Trump said, Obama isn't American.
Oh boy. Okay, so this is the direct.
Yeah, direct.
Okay. All right. But now he denies saying it. Okay. Anyway, but whatever. Okay. Obama said. Sorry, Trump said Obama isn't American. Okay. Well, wait. That's no. We're trying to report backshift to simple past, or past progressive. So it'd have to be wasn't American.
Trump said that Obama wasn't American. Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right. So Obama wasn't American. Okay. All right. So reported speech then would be. All right.
Said
yeah.
That Obama hadn't been. Obama hadn't been American or wasn't American.
Okay, I wasn't American. All right, we keep it the same.
Mm-hmm.
So we can keep it the same, or what?
Hadn't been.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you're right. Hadn't been American, which would sound very strange. Yeah. Okay. See, I was trying to come up with one that had a time phrase. Okay. How about before he was elected?
In that case, hadn't been.
Hadn't been American before he was elected. Now, see, it makes a lot more sense now. Sounds better, right?
Yeah.
Either one sounds better. Actually, Trump said that Obama wasn't American before he was elected. Yeah, hadn't been American before. Actually, both versions now are actually a lot clearer when we have a time phrase in there. Either way, perfectly clear to me either way. So there you go. The lesson to be learned, use time phrases. It clarifies your English. All right, either way, I think it sounds a lot better. All right. Okay, and here it is. Simple past progressive do not normally change in sentences with when or if. When I was having breakfast, the telephone suddenly rang. She said that when she was having breakfast, the telephone suddenly rang. If I had more time, I would learn French. We don't do anything. Okay, and request, basic rule for requests, introductory clause +2 plus the infinitive. Say hello to your mom. She asked me to say hello to my mom. Okay, here's a point that we have not. We've already gone over that last stuff. Here's a new point. Advice expressions with must, should, and ought, excuse me, are usually reported using the introductory phrase advise or urge. Okay, so the direct statement is you must read that book. Okay, reported speech. He advised me or he urged me to read that book. Okay, let's try that one. Ken, the direct speech. All right.
You must.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You must learn English.
Okay. So again, in reported speech, it
He
would be,
advised,
yeah.
he advised me to learn English.
All right, that's it. Whatever it is. Close the window. He urged me to close the window. You could just say he told me to close the window. He asked me to close the window. Okay. All right, so, okay, all right. You must close the window. Must, should, ought. Okay, advice expressions. Okay, I guess I see that. The expression let's is usually reported using suggest. Okay, so for example, if someone says, let's go to the cinema. All right. He suggested going to the cinema. Okay. In this case, there are various possibilities for reported speech using the gerund, an ing, or using should. So let's go to the cinema. Reported speech, he suggested going to the cinema. He suggested that we should go to the cinema. Okay. Okay. So Heidi, all right.
Yeah, that's the
Direct
case
speech.
before he said, and you must learn English, right? In that case, he said, and he advised me, or he said that he told me that I had to learn English.
Okay. All right. I think you're right, but let's write it out so we can look at it. I had to learn English. I agree. This is actually better.
Mhm.
He told me that I had to learn English. Yeah, this actually, I mean, either one is okay, but actually this sounds more natural to me. All right. I think you have a point there. Had to. I think I agree. Yeah, he told me I had to read that book. In this earlier case, he told me that I had to read that book with must. That works perfectly fine. I agree with you. How about you should read that book? Now he advised or urged me to read that. Should or ought to. I agree. I think must can be converted to had to. I think should or ought, it would be very more common to use advise or urge. That's what advice and that's what you use should and ought to for, to urge or advise. Okay, Heidi, last thing. All right, direct speech. Let's party. Woo! Let's party. All right.
Oh,
Well,
suggest
okay.
having a party.
He suggested having a party. Okay, a gerund. All right. He suggested having a party. All right. Yeah. He suggested going. He suggested having a party. All right. Or he suggested that we should party. Party, party. Okay. All right. Ken, have you try it here? All right. How would you use reported speech? Let's pull over and eat lunch. It's a direct speech. How would you do this in reported speech?
He suggested that we'll We pull off.
Okay.
I don't know. Pull over
Mm-hmm.
and each lunch. Lunch.
All right. Yeah. Okay. He suggested that we pull over. Okay. All right. It should be, he suggested that we, wait a minute. We should? Okay. Okay. We can use should here. That helps a little. He suggested that we should pull over and eat lunch. All right, there we go. He suggested pulling over and eating lunch.
Pull over.
Okay, is the other one that you were trying to get to there. All right. He suggested pulling over. You know what pull over means?
Yeah, stop car. How can I say? Beside the road.
Yeah, that's right. And then when the policeman makes you stop beside the road, he's pulling you over. Yes. And hopefully that doesn't happen. But if that happens, then the policeman has pulled you over. Yeah, okay. Wow, that was very complicated. And actually, I've found several parts of that confusing. So, very quick, 1 minute left. When we do have to use backshift, simple present becomes simple past. Present progressive becomes past progressive. Simple past, present perfect, and past perfect all become past perfect simple. All of these become past perfect simple. Past perfect simple cannot be more in the past, so past perfect simple stays past perfect. All right. Same thing with the progressives. Past progressive, past perfect progressive, present perfect progressive, all become past perfect progressive. Okay. Future. Future tenses, backshift become was or were going to. Never mind these conditionals. I think you're safe leaving conditionals in their proper form so they don't get changed. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for bearing with me. Heidi, Ken, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I gotta go have lunch. I'm starving.